Mike Jones here with Kins. It's 2020. Happy New Year to you. My brother Kenny and I own Kins Stereo Junction, where for over 40 years we've been serving. This entire year we're going to dedicate to a new series called We Do. We're going to show you all the things we do, the ATVs, the side-by-sides, the churches, the security cameras, and on and on and on and on. We got a great group of folks that do some amazing stuff. Let's get inside and check it all out.
Georgia's #1 sight and sound source. Go to Kins.
All right, 2020, here we are at Kudzu Seafood Company, which is in downtown Macon. Now, they've been in business about 5 years, but about 3 months in this location. It is ridiculous. Look around. Now, when you deal with a building that's 100 years old, and you're dealing with a wall that's complete, that's all brick behind there. So we have the options of only running cables through a steel conduit you see there, and that keeps everything protected and in code. So we've got two Samsung Smart 55s there that kind of keep up. This is their bar area, kind of like dining area. We did security cameras. I'm sure you see in cutaways security cameras right now, which is nice to kind of keep an eye on your investment. These are the episode hanging pods. They're absolutely amazing. They are two-way, 150 watt. But the idea behind that is when you have an exposed ceiling, you don't have like a drop tile ceiling or sheetrock, you can't do a flush mount speaker. Well, he didn't really want something surface mounted because it's all stone and brick as you see here. So these hanging pods have 148 degrees of sound dispersion. So it's kind of like a rain head, if you will. And it gives you, if you can hear right now, the clarity's there, the bass is there, they sound amazing, but it's nice because they stand on their own. Now, if you're looking back in there in the back right there, hello, you're back in the back there, that's a conference room. I'm sure you've seen a cutaway there. What he did there is you can have your own private room. It's got a rolling barn door, which is cool. I'm sure you've seen cutaways of all this, but it allows them to have their own privacy area back there. It has a TV and a sound bar and a way to play their own Sonos zone, right? On Kitchen You Follow, come on through here. This is the main part of the restaurant. And what we did in here is we did 3 of the hanging pod speakers, and as you can tell, it fills the whole restaurant all the way to this area. Now, this is tough stuff because keep in mind, this is a multi-story building. You're in downtown Macon, so it's not like you can just punch through and go up into the attic. There's people upstairs, right? So you have to do this in kind of a very creative way to get inside to this beadboard that they did. More security cameras here, and we've also got sound out on their front patio. I'm sure you're seeing a front patio shot now. This food is amazing. Kudzu Seafood, HD, sound, Kins, 4K, boom.
So we started this restaurant about 5 years ago in a very small location. At that time we had Kins come in and do all our music for us. We were sold on Sonos systems, so it made it flawless and easy, but this was a very small location, less than 1,400 square feet. Now where we're at, about 5,600 square feet, and brought Kins in from the get-go, from the time we started designing it after the demolition of the building. So they were in pre-wiring, designing and figuring out how to make this space a seamless music experience. Working with Kins has always been a pleasure. They're timely, they're on target. This was an exceptional challenge because there were times where I'm like, hey guys, I need you here tomorrow. The contractors are out, can we get it done? God bless them, they made it happen for us, and here we are. I feel like we're one of the top restaurants downtown, so come in and see us.
All right, 2016 F-150. This thing is absolutely beautiful. He came to us and said, hey, I need to get some sound in my vehicle, because we do that. We do lots and lots of sound, and what we do is we always address it from, do you want bass? Do you want highs? What kind of music do you listen to? Well, in today's society, people listen to all kinds of music, so you really have to have speakers that can handle it from an abuse side, like I crank it up really, really loud, or people that just want to ride down the road and play it really moderate sound, but still have some bass and mids and highs. Well, that's where Alpine comes into play. So we did Alpine Type R speakers in the factory location. So there's a tweeter location up here in the dash. There's 6x9s in the doors, which you can see on the door. And then you go away from something like this. Let me grab this thing and show it to you. This is the speaker that came from Ford. Look at this thing. Literally, this is the only metal. This is made out of absolute plastic. This is terrible, terrible, terrible. I think they're 22 watts. Which is not saying a lot in the world. Just to give you an idea, most speakers are at least 120 to 150 watts. And these are paper cone, and I mean, you should just, I can give you some idea. I mean, what could come out of this, right? So we kind of took it all apart, did our own thing, Type R's for the staging. Now, very exciting for 2020 is we are now Phoenix Electronics dealers. So in the world, of touchscreens, Chevrolet trucks, Ford trucks, some Dodge vehicles, they now make it where you can take out your factory radio and put in this behemoth, which is a 12-inch full touchscreen that comes with all your data built in. When I say that, I mean your vehicle diagnostics that come built in. All the Ford Sync stuff plugs right in. All your factory steering wheel controls and everything still works in, but you get a 12-inch screen. It's got a cool factor built in. Look at this mess. This is amazing. I mean, this is larger than the radio was before anyway, right? Boom, put it right back in, and it's just a gigantic touchscreen. So in this world, we're dealers for these guys now. Their radios are anywhere from $1,000 and up, depending on what features you get. But you can do Google on it. You can do Miracast on it, CarPlay, Android Auto. I mean, it is just loaded with features. I'm gonna give you a little sound demo. Listen to this thing. It's amazing. Lots of bass, lots of highs. That is amazing. Now, listen, I ain't letting you know, it's nice when you can turn something up to 75-80% and it's still that clear. Over on the left side, I'm sure you're seeing a cutaway of it right now, there's a bass knob that allows us to turn the sub control up and down. Now, we're going to jump in the back seat. Let me show you the amplifier. Look at this thing. It's an 800-watt, 5-channel, and this amplifier gives us a 400-watt amplifier for bass. It gives us another 400-watt for mids and highs. But look how, that's my hand, look how small the chassis is, and it runs the entire system right out of here. So when we fold this seat back up, this thing will go right back up in place. Keep in mind, I can go right into here, and here's where my subwoofers are. I still have my storage tray and everything in this F-150. This is the way it's done, folks. Everything goes together. He has all the creature comforts, and everything works perfect. It all dialed in, and we didn't have to cut one single plug. Everything is plug and play. So all of this stuff just comes apart. We put all our new stuff in, and you get perfect sound, perfect install, backed by in-store service Akins, and that is awesome. Another thing that we do is we do a lot of 12, I used to say car stereo, but a lot of 12-volt stuff. We do side-by-sides. I'm sure you've seen a cutaway of our Polaris 1000 right now that we put a massive system in and lighting and stuff like that. We do a lot of Slingshots, a lot of ATVs. We do a lot of tractors. We do lawnmowers. We do rigs. We do all kind of crazy stuff. But the bare bones basic is we love music, right? We love music. So in the world of 2020, what is brand new is we are going to consistently keep an AM/FM CD that has Bluetooth and Bluetooth audio and detachable face and remote control and a 200-watt amp with free installation for $100. A lot of folks will come in here and they don't realize you can buy a Bluetooth radio for $100 and get it installed for free. Now, if you have like a fancy, Camaro with a crazy mounting kit that's needed or harness, all that's extra parts, but we still don't charge labor. This Sony has become a super popular piece. This is a double DIN. What that means is it's basically this size radio times 2. It allows you a multiple adjustable. You see I've got the pink going in. It's kind of changing colors now. It's a CD player for you folks that know what CDs are. USB thumb drive, or you can plug your phone in and charge it here. And it's nice because it's a double. So it's not a touch screen, because a lot of folks will come in and say, hey, I just want a regular radio, but I want to fill the hole up. And that's what this does for you guys that have Chevrolet trucks and Ford F-150s and stuff like that. That does the job right there. Alpine has a counter to that, which is this piece right here. Also, all the same exact features. Normally, you do pay a little bit more money for Alpine, but they've kind of been a premium brand for so long. They've been standard in Ferraris. They've been standard in Lamborghinis, they've been standard in Mercedes and Hondas and all kind of stuff. So they kind of have built that reputation of quality to be just super, super tough. This is the most popular area of our board. We talk about Bluetooth, we talk about touch screens. I'm sure you've seen a cutaway of CarPlay and how it works. And all these radios are different types. I carry a $129 CarPlay radio, which I'm going to kind of keep for a limited time. This is just a basic brand called Power Acoustic, but it is AM/FM CD with CarPlay and Android Auto for $129, which is really, really unbelievable. This is a limited quantity. This is just something we're going to carry for about 60 to 90 days, but we are going to back it up with a year warranty. We sell a lot of the 9-inch touchscreens like this, which is nice. This is Alpine. And it's cool if you can kind of get behind there, David. You can see it only takes up a single DIN hole. So it takes up such a small hole. You can take a 2000 model car and put this in there. Now you have a tablet style, like a lot of these cars now have this tablet style on top of it. We do the Maestro type harnesses that allow you to kind of keep all the logistics of what your vehicle is. I'm gonna do a sound demo. My favorite speaker this month. This is the Alpine Type R. It's kind of the F-150 size speaker, 6x8, 5x7. I love this polybutyl surround built into it, adjustable tweeter. And listen, these babies are only 199 bucks. Wait till you hear this thing. It is amazing.
How you a drink, try to steal your attention. They can talk a big talk, they can walk a big walk, but I know you ain't going home with me. Girl, nobody.
So I put that out there to you, and I always do these sound demos, and I have a lot of people will come in and say, I mean, I really just want to kind of play my own music. I get it. I mean, if you listen to rap, you don't need to hear country. If you listen to country, you don't need to hear, blues and jazz, right? So come in and I'll plug your phone in, and we'll give you some demos here to make sure. The cool thing about this is I keep all of the factory parts in. What that means to you is when you pull a Chevrolet speaker out that came in your Chevrolet, it has a specific type of harness. You're seeing the cutaway of the plug now. We make that plug that plugs right back into your vehicle. We don't have to cut your wires off. So that way when you sell your vehicle, we can just throw the cheapo speakers back in there and take your nice Alpine Type R's to the next F-150 or Silverado or Dodge or Trans Am or whatever you're buying, right? So please know that we reinstall, when you buy a system from us, we reinstall your factory stuff at no charge. We just charge a fee to put it in the new car. So when you get into the Macon and the Warner Robins location, just make sure, come in, bring in your music, and let's make sure you get exactly what you want. When you get done, the guys sit down, they go through the whole sound system with you, teach you to make sure you get exactly what you paid for. That rocks. All right, here, I'm in my 4K world right here, and do know that we carry a Samsung, we carry LG, we carry Sony, all the way from about a 22-inch all the way up to, 85-inch, which is over there, which is nice. So, and the 8K has now come into play. So the reason I'm kind of giving you some information is, when you go to Sony.com, I'm the same price. The difference is, even if you bought it from Sony.com online for the same price you buy it from Ken's, you cannot get the TV service because Sony ain't in Macon, Georgia, right? So we are Sony's warranty station. We are Samsung. We are LG's. We're their warranty station. So when there's an issue, I can repair it. I can take care of it. I can give you a loaner and you're not without. That's kind of cool. Now, we're going to break away a minute into a segment. I actually recorded a segment of buying something online. We're going to go away to that in just a second. But let me tell you something I'm excited about. While we're doing this show, my men are going to Las Vegas to CES of 2020, where every new technology that is known is shown there. I am talking about, this show is massive. They're expecting 200,000 plus people this year. We are sending 4 of our third generations to go get some education. They're already extremely smart, but we're going to make them even smarter so they can serve you better. And so next show in February, we'll get one of the guys to come in and tell you what they learned. They're going to go to all the manufacturers that we represent, and then a couple of guys that we don't represent, just so they can kind of store themselves up with what's coming. Because we've got 4K, we've got 8K. What's after 8K? From the Blu-ray, what's coming after Blu-ray? What's coming next on streaming? What's coming next in surround sound? What's coming next in car audio? There's so much of this stuff. 10 years ago when my dad was doing it, this stuff changed about every 9 to 12 months. It changes every 90 days now. So we have to constantly educate ourselves. So do know that they're in Vegas, they're doing their things, and next month you'll get to quiz them if you want to. Then that is awesome. All right, let me tell you how important service is. And this is going to be, I'm going to go as fast as I can, but please just bear with me. This racquetball glove, I'm a massive racquetball player, and so I bought this glove. So what I do is, nobody carries my size. I'm a small, so I have to either buy it online, which I don't like to do, or I have to go to Atlanta. The Dixon Atlanta carries it in my size, right? So I bought this glove. As you see right here, it's got a tear. Now, I'll make it quick, I promise. What I did is I bought this, and then it was defective. So I reported it defective to the company that I bought it from, which was Amazon, and they sent me another one to send this one back. Okay, so then I sent that one back. I put another one on, and it also tore within the first game. Now, this is not about electronics. This is about service. I have reported this to the manufacturer that made it. I've also reported it to Amazon, and I'm on day 10, as of right now, of no response for the second glove that's defective. Now, what you would say is, just go buy another $20 glove. That's not the point. The point is, this is just a $20 glove and I've waited 10 days for service. What if it was your $1,500 television? What if it was your $500 CarPlay radio? And I've proved to myself that when I sit here and constantly throw this out to y'all, that service matters. It does matter, because you're not supposed to wait 10 days. You're supposed to have instantaneous service like it's promised, right? And this is just something like 20 bucks. But when it's your hard-earned money, that's where we come in. We want to make sure, we know that you're coming in spending money on a luxury item in our company. And that means so much to us that we are willing to give you instantaneous service to make sure that you're happy. And that is what we do.
Slingshots. They say that slingshots are seasonal.
They are not seasonal. Check this out. Now, this obviously is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I'm not going to be a hater on that because I'm a Falcons guy. But let me tell you what we did. We came in, they kept the factory head unit. These new head units, like 18 and 19, are touchscreen and Bluetooth, and they work pretty darn good. They don't sound as good as an aftermarket like when you go to the JL in the Rockford world, but they are very, very nice pieces, and if it already came with it, I get it. Now, we did SSD pods with JL Audio 6.5-inch fully marine. So these are fully weatherproof. So if it gets poured down rain, you don't have to worry about it. These pods fit right into the factory roll cage, which is really, really nice. These typically are going to run anywhere from about $230 and up for a pair, which is nice. They'll take a whipping. Now, as you see right here, SSD pods again come into play. Behind both seats, we have JL 10W1s. Now, they're a $200 woofer and probably the best sounding $200 woofer ever made, in my opinion. I'm a humongous fan. And a lot of the Slingshot guys and gals, they'll do one sub or they'll do two subs because SSD makes it to go either way. So a lot of times we'll just do one. This particular gentleman said, I need my bass. Now, we did a JL 300 watt amplifier. Amplifiers for subs are going to be 200, 300, 400, 500 bucks, depending on what you like. But the idea behind the JL world is it handles the weather. The amplifier is made for the weather. It's 300 watts. These are made for the weather, so we don't have to worry about that if we are in our Slingshot without the custom. A lot of them have that custom roof on them. Now, I want to do a sound clip for you, and then we'll go into the lighting and stuff. You get an idea, and I don't know how much it'll transmit over to the way we're filming, but this is crazy. This is radio power to the highs and 300 watts to the subs. I'll give you a little boost here. This is nuts. That's crazy.
You never live till you risk your life. You wanna shine, you gotta get
Right on the money.
eyes.
Now, and my point being is, you got to be able to hear this thing when you're riding down the road. I don't know if the Slingshot guys all wear helmets or not. I think you're supposed to. But regardless, at 55, 65, 70 miles an hour, I have to be able to hear this music clearly. And that means that we're going to be abusing the system, even though we don't know it. So it's got to be able to take that abuse and not fall down. That's what that does, right? We have a lot of people come in and say, what makes you guys choose JL and Robert Fosgate? Well, because the stuff don't tear up. That's the whole idea is you got to be able to play this stuff. It's got to sound good, and we got to be able to service it later on down the road. Now, in the world of lighting, we did interior lighting. You can see in the floorboard the multicolor RGB control, which has its own remote control. We did undercarriage lighting. We're going to hit the lights now. Woo! You need to be able to pay attention to that. We did wheel lights. This guy has massive wheels on this Slingshot, the biggest I have seen so far. Underglow carriage all throughout this takes time, folks. We're talking major time. We're gonna put the lights back on real quick. And let me tell you what the cool thing about this is. We did all of this. Now, does it take 5 hours? No, it takes about 25 to 35 hours to do it right. And some of you do it yourself. This is probably, I applaud you if you can, but this takes time. So we have to really take our time for the detail side of it so that you don't have to go back and forth from the service side. End of the day, this is one Slingshot that is ready for, I don't know if people drive these things at 20 degrees, but when he picks this up, it's going to be 35 degrees, so he better be ready for the chill, but at least he'll be chilling with some amazing music, awesome lighting. My boys kill it. All right, in a lot of homes, now this is one of our demo areas in our Macon location, but in a lot of homes, as fireplaces have gotten bigger over time, like from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s houses that were built, the fireplaces were really small, and most of the mantles were really located low, unless it was just a really big house. But as time has gotten on, houses have gotten bigger and bigger in their fireplaces, so we kind of have mock one here in our Macon location. But almost always the mantles are up in this 5 foot to 6 foot area, as the room gets deeper and deeper. Here's the deal: folks want to mount the TV above the fireplace, which we love to do. That's nice. But the problem is if you're sitting too close, you're kind of looking up like front row of the movie theater. Now, Mantel mount, we're a dealer for Mantel mount. Mantel mount allows you to take the TV, and I can take it and I can pull it all the way down, just like that. Now check this out. Now look, if I'm sitting in my couch, I'm looking at the best possible way. I'm literally, it's bird's eye view of how I can keep the picture perfect. Now, what's cool about this is you saw how easy that was. We have so many people say, well, how heavy is it if the TV's heavy? Well, it's got tensioned springs that allow it to kind of pop back. Look at this. Look at it. Look, this is just my fingers. Look, like just, they're tension. So if I want to pull it back down, I just literally, it's so, I cannot tell you how easy. It might be a 3 to 4 pounds worth of pressure, but I really like this idea. Now, I have a lot of folks that ask me, hey, will it stay stationary in one spot? Look, yes, that is straight up unbelievable. So what you want to do is just call me, and and let me come out and look at yours. Yes, it will work on stacked stone. Yes, it will work on faux brick. Yes, it will work on wood, sheetrock. It works on all of those things. That's where the craftiness of my boys come in. These mantle mounts are nice. They got 3 different designs. They're priced anywhere from $499 all the way to $699. And before you go, what? That's crazy. Listen, this thing's holding up your $1,000, $2,000, or $3,000 TV. I think you need to make sure you buy the good stuff. You know, regular wall mounts are again going to be $84 to $94, but something that does this, what on earth? What a great and amazing invention. Awesome. Okay, we are at St. Paul AME Church. That's in Lithonia, Georgia. Now, this place is huge, and you can't tell from there. I'm not even letting just zoom in, but this is what they've been using for their mains. Really, really small, kind of Behringer powered speakers. They're probably 150 watts, and they're good for an area that is about 20 by 30. But when you have a church that holds 300 people in it, you got a balcony and everything up in there, you have to have oomph, like big boy power. Now, this right here is Peavy's Sanctuary speaker. Now this is literally made for church, called SSE series. This is their 15. It holds 1,200 to 1,500 watts of power. We're putting digital amplifiers in here. We're putting a digital snake in here. We're putting a digital mixer in here. You see where I'm going? We're going fully digital. Digital microphones in here. Everything's going to be completely done. Rewiring all of their stakes so they can run everything through Ethernet lines. They're going to have full iPad control from the mixer. That way they can actually sit in the congregation and dial in the sound if they choose to do it that way. And the cool thing about the digital mixers is you can lock out, which means nobody can goof with it and mess it up. You just push one button, it goes right back in like a presto type moment. End of the day, when we get done with this, we're going to have huge sound. This is project 1. They have 5 projects that we're doing because we're going to do security, we're going to do streaming, we're going to do HD video, and PTZ cameras, a whole bunch of stuff. But audio is what they needed to have first place. Now, when you have a place that has that much echo, you have to have a speaker that can fill this area and not do all that crazy bouncing around thing, right? So my son and his crew are up here. They're going to spend the entire day, and I'm going to kind of throw it over to him so you can get a sound demo and look at the kind of after. Right now, you're going to get the befores, and the afters is just going to be perfect.
So get us in your church, y'all, because we know what's good. We know it's good. We know it's good even if it's yours. We know it's bad. All this extra cable we took out of here is because it was crummy or cheap, cluttered up. We know the difference between good and bad, and we can make your house absolutely rock. Your house of God, your worship center, whatever you guys call it, we can make it rock.
We are at Zebulon Road, climate-controlled self-storage. This facility is monstrous, and it is top notch. Now, we got to be a part of it from day one when I'm talking about like mud, putting conduit in the ground to run all the lines to the buildings. We're going to get to that in just a second. But when we got in here, the owners, the Wards, they are just amazing people to work for. I'm very thankful to work for them. They wanted to have a way to be able to monitor the entire facility with cameras in full HD, which means interior for the climate-controlled storage and exterior for the stuff that's not climate-controlled. So what does that mean? Well, that means 2 monstrosity 4K flat panels that hold up to, if we choose to, 64 cameras, of which 32. Now, you see how the grid is laid out. So this is my interior grid, and this is my exterior grid. The cool thing is these have massive hard drives, 8 terabytes of hard drive memory. So that way if something goes wrong, because the facility is so big, and it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, we can go back on that footage and see who was doing bad things when they are at the climate-controlled self-storage place. Now, in the climate-controlled part, this, as you see, we have to run metal conduit that keeps everything on code. And this has 118 degrees of left to right view. You'll see there's a camera way down on the other end, and it's also viewing the corners. So the idea is the box of this storage, we have all the corners covered, and then right now we're gonna flip over to the hallway, and you're gonna see a cutaway of that. The actual lines of the hallways, which is where the storage units are, we've got them up and down each one like in a zigzag. So the idea is you won't go more than about 15 to 25 feet before you're seen again. So we were very, very picky as to how we chose these things. At the end of the day, we get it all installed, and they get an unconditional 2-year warranty. That's parts, labor, in-house, on-site, loaner, whatever it takes to make sure that this place is always protected, which means that make sure that all your stuff is always protected. Let's go outside and check out some of the details. You'll love the way my guys handle this. It is perfection. So these are completely all weather. They're made to be outside. They can handle the saturation of being in the sun, which is really, really nice. They can also be in pitch black dark, which they have lights out here, but they will work in pitch black. But when they just have a little bit of light, 1/10 of 1 lumen, they operate like they're in full daylight. The idea behind that is it has to see longer than 35 feet, so it sees 175 feet. So if you look right here, it goes all the way down, and at the very, very end there, we've got cameras that are crossing one another. So when you come around the corner, you've got your camera 1, we've got your camera 2, as you run up here, we've got your camera 3, 4, and 5, and you just got this whole thing overlaid with cameras that are constantly watching your tag, your doors, and your face. And it's cool. Now, you might be saying, well, why do you need all that? Well, that just probably means you're not one of the bad guys. But the bad guys right now are going, I'm not going over there, is what they're saying, okay? They don't want to be a part of that. I tell folks all the time, if you are doing anything that has to do with business or residential or anything that has to do anything with any value whatsoever, you have got to have cameras in your home. You've got to be able to see them. Without video, it just ain't happening. Nobody believes anything without video, and that's just the way it is. My number comes up right here. That means I will come out to you and I will design a system that best fits your budget and what is best needed to keep you safe. Okay. Plus, we back it up by our in-store service. That is a big deal. Who has service? Not hardly anybody. We're the only folks that have in-store, in-house, on-site service, which means we come to you, and if we can't repair it, we replace it with a brand new one when it's under warranty, which is super, super cool. Zebulon Road Climate Controlled Storage is ready for business. Hey, thank you so much. First show of 2020, how exciting is that? And again, you guys just have allowed us to do amazing things. I'm so very thankful. Listen, if you get a chance, would you go into our social media, check out all the cool stuff we're doing. We got a YouTube channel and Instagram and cool stuff like Facebook, of course. Listen, also, my number comes up right here. I really love to hear from you. If we do some good stuff, shoot me a text and say, you know, job well done. If we do something that wasn't as good as I promised, why don't you shoot me a text and let me know so I can fix it for you. That's what I'm all about. You know, our Macon and our Warner Robins store, they've got some trained technicians, guys and gals that are unbelievable at creating and fabricating and installing and designing. Make sure you use those resources. Like I tell people all the time, I know that you can go online and buy something, but with us, you get it today. Right? You get it right now. You get free installation if it's on the car stereo side of things, right? You get certified technicians. I don't have people that just learned in their backyard. I have people that are actually trained and certified that have certificates to go with the level of knowledge that they have, right? Price is easy. We're always going to be the same price as the .com guys, but we have in-store service, which means I can repair the products that you buy, which is really, really nice. Now, we have over 40 years of experience. That's my brother and I, my uncle. We have a lot of families in our business, but we've got at least 27 people that what they do on a daily basis is take care of you. Their whole job is to take care of you, and that is cool. Now, I'm going to leave you with this. In Deuteronomy 23:5, it says, a blessing for you that God loves you. It's so easy. I want you to start the year off fresh. For you folks that are believers, you already know this. God loves you. But sometimes when we have a hard time, we kind of put God on the back seat. I had some people tell me sometimes they'll pray when there's hard times, but not necessarily when there's good times, or vice versa. What I ask is just to remember that God loves you. What that means is He always loves you. He always wants to prosper you. He always wants to heal you. That's what He does. He's the miracle man. Come see us in Akins and Macon. Don't want to rob
Sight and sound source, go to Akins.
Number 2, certified technicians. Number 3, Middle Georgia's only in-store service. I can feel Kenny staring at me. All right, you know another. Ready, set, go. Controlled self-storage, which is clip, ready. And the best, what was the last one again? It's 2020. It's the year that this year,